It took a couple of weeks, but JD Vance has finally cobbled together talking points that he feels comfortable addressing Donald Trump and the Epstein thing on. He has, of course, been very quiet about the entire thing, and some think he might be backing off because he doesn't want the stink of this thing to stick to him. He just wants to go to battle, I should say, with his own unique stink, a mix of probably too much cologne and old couch. But he was speaking at an event where the topic came up, and here he is. He's figured out who to blame on this.
The president has been very clear. We're not shielding anything. The president has directed the attorney general to release all credible information and, frankly, to go and find additional credible information related to the Jeffrey Epstein case. He's been incredibly transparent about that stuff, but some of that stuff takes time. You've got to assemble that stuff. You've got to compile that stuff. You've got to redact some victims' names so that you protect the victims. But the president has been very clear. He wants full transparency. For 4 years under Joe Biden's Department of Justice, the media didn't give a damn about the Epstein files or about the Epstein case. For literally 20 years, the story about this scumbag, and he is a scumbag pedophile, Jeffrey Epstein, he's dead now. But for 20 years, you had Obama and George W. Bush's Department of Justice go easy on this guy. They didn't fully investigate the case. They didn't show any curiosity about the case. And now Donald J. Trump is asking his Department of Justice to show full transparency. And somehow that's a criticism of Donald J. Trump and not Barack Obama and George W. Bush.
No, actually, that's not a criticism of Donald Trump. It can't be, because you just made that up. The idea that you would come out of the last couple of weeks and be like, Donald Trump is a warrior for transparency. All he wants is to get to the bottom of this. Go all of the way to hell, JD Vance. Spoiler alert, he will. No, Donald Trump has jumped between it's boring, shut up about it, to the whole thing's made up. He repeatedly says, they probably put fake stuff about me in there, which again, we haven't even seen anything yet, but he has a very guilty conscience. Pam Bondi closed the case. Okay, it was done. If we had not been pushing for this, nothing would be going on right now. There would not be any interview with Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever, because Donald Trump found out that he was in the files, then Pam Bondi closed it down. That was supposed to be literally case closed on this. And so go all the way to hell, JD Vance, the idea that he wants transparency. He wants people to move on. He wants people to talk about Obama and Russia and Beyonce and whatever. He wants memes. That's what he wants. And you can say that you don't think Obama talked enough about this a billion years ago or whatever, or that Joe Biden didn't release the files, which largely could not have been released until literally last year. You can say all of that. But what you can't say is that they ran on disclosure and then didn't provide it. That was you guys. You guys have been laser focused on this. Then you get in, you look at the files, and all of a sudden, not so interested in releasing the stuff. And again, you brought up that he wants new information. I'm assuming he's talking about Todd Blanche, his personal lawyer, going to talk to Ghislaine Maxwell. Does it not strike you as odd, JD Vance, that they didn't talk to Maxwell until after Pam Bondi had closed the entire case? Again, transparency is worlds away from what you guys were actually pushing for. And again, he wants it all released, all credible information, but it takes time to sift through it. You guys have been in power for nearly 200 episodes of the damage report. How much more time would you like? And so he's trying to put together a defense of this that isn't really a defense of Donald Trump, mind you. Okay, he's staying away from the fact that Donald Trump's in there and more disclosures could potentially reflect really poorly on Donald Trump. He wants to reassure the base that they're taking it seriously when the base already knows that they're very much not. That said, Tory, I want to get you in here. I don't believe you've been on the show since this story kicked up. What do you make of this? What do you make of JD Vance's attempt to reframe the narrative?
Pathetic. Very sad, very easily poke holes in it. But I do want to say this, John. I think we found it. We found the one thing Teflon Don isn't going to Teflon. For some reason, and I think it's a big reason, this one has stuck. And I don't think Trump thought this through, that it would stick so much. I think he thought he could JD Vance it, he could talk his way out of it, he could Pam Bondi his way out of it. It's not going away, and it's sticking. And what's interesting to me is he ran, just like you said, on getting out of the deep state, on finding the deep state. And guess what? he's become the deep state. And so when that happens, I know a lot of people, in my opinion, put a blind eye over Trump for some reason when he says one thing and does another. This one ain't it. And MAGA women are interested in it, and they're saying these are our daughters, these are our children. And he just can't skip over and be like, Trump wine, Trump steaks. Like, this one is sticking hard, and you can see the panic when they start to say Obama, Obama. That is such a poker tell, right? They want to get away from it and distract, and it's not working. I'm incredibly happy that Rogan is sticking to it. I'm incredibly happy that MAGA people are like, this isn't going away. Because if you are our truth teller, if you are the one to pull back the swamp, if you're the one who's supposed to take down the bad guys, you are in the phone calls coming from inside the house. And for some reason, MAGA is not letting this go. So I'm not thrilled because this is about child trafficking and it's horrific. But am I glad that this is not Tefloning the way every single other thing did? Yeah, I am. Yeah. This deserves answers. And guess what? If Clinton or someone else on the Democratic side is on there, and we know he probably is, then take down Clinton. Like, you know what I mean? Then take him down. Then I'll get rid of then hold him accountable. So I really think it's interesting. The cult of the personality isn't Colton on this one. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And I'm happy about that.
I love it. And it's surprising. The Obama thing could have worked. Sending him off to Russia, whatever. Like, that could have worked. Thankfully, it's not. And just pointing back and be like, yeah, well, Obama didn't solve it. Right. Oh, okay. They didn't vote for Obama in 2024. Like, I literally do. I just don't think they understand their base at all on this topic. If they think of any of these things are going to work to get them off. But they did seem to understand the base before when they were hyping up the story.
Correct.
Okay, when Bongino was saying this Epstein story is a big deal, please do not let that story go. Keep your eye on this. And Dan, let me just say, I will. I'm not gonna let it go, buddy. I'm not, okay, I got your back. Kash Patel says on day 1, roll out the black book. It's day like 3, well, it feels like day 10,000. It's like day 200, buddy. Get to rolling, lift with your legs, okay, not with your back as you roll that thing. Pambani says, what you'll see tomorrow, a lot of flight logs, a lot of names. It's been many tomorrows and we've never seen that. JD Vance had said in 2021, what possible interest would the US government have in keeping Epstein's clients secret? I think was him 4 years ahead of time realizing, the interest would be if Donald Trump was in it and he didn't want you to see the details. I guess that would be the interest. And then he goes on to say, if you're a journalist and you're not asking questions about this case, you should be ashamed of yourself. What purpose do you even serve? And let me just say to JD Vance, I hear you, buddy, and I'm gonna ask those questions because I wanna serve a purpose to journalism. Thank you, Dan Bongino and JD Vance, for reminding me of what my job is supposed to be. I'm gonna do that job, buddies.
Amen, John, amen. You're doing it well. You look good.
Thank you.
You look good doing it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.